one of the things that I really like to do is preaching the gospel by attacking the flanks. And what I mean by that is, imagine you have a line of battle. On either end are what are called the flanks. And a lot of times what people will do is attack one of the flanks, but not both of them. During the Civil War, Grant and Lee were constantly attacking each other's left flank. But they didn't have the manpower, and they didn't have the training, the timing, the ability to communicate in order to organize what's called a double envelopment, where you attack both of the flanks simultaneously. It's one of the most destructive things that you can do to an enemy army. When I preach the gospel, I try to attack the points of contention by the flanks. I'll show you what I mean. When you have an idea like alcohol. Let's take alcohol for an example. When you have an idea like alcohol, a lot of the times people will go to extremes. They'll either say you should have no alcohol. Any alcohol is sin. Well, that's not true. The Bible clearly shows Jesus himself drinking wine, and Jesus never sinned. But that doesn't mean that drunkenness is okay. So you attack both of the far extremes of a position. Or take cults, for example. You shouldn't be involved in a cult. You shouldn't allow yourself to become totally dominated by another individual so that you give up all of your thinking capacity. But at the same time, God calls us to be submissive to our leaders in the faith, to listen to their leadership. And so there's a balance. There are two extremes that should be avoided between the legalism of obeying every single thing the elder says, no matter how little sense it makes, and the license of, I'm completely my own man. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Doesn't matter what anybody tells me. I'm going to do what I want to do, and nobody's going to tell me any different. Look, there are two extremes that need to be avoided. And when I preach the gospel, one of the things that I like to do is preach the gospel by attacking the flanks and making sure that both extremes are avoided, because all extremes can be deadly when taken to inappropriate places, to places that the Bible, through the power of God, never intended for us to go.